today's video is a discussion, and it's about a question that I get asked a lot, but that is also a very difficult one to answer, and that is, what other exercises should I be doing to help my belly dancing? Hi Shimmy Shakers, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, please make sure you check it out. I've got lots of videos, tutorials about belly dancing technique, as well as discussions about being a belly dancer. You can also subscribe so you can be notified of when new ones are released. I've got lots of new videos coming out. So what is this question? What else should I do to help my belly dancing? Firstly, everybody's body is different. So what might help you, or what you might need to help your technique, might be very different to what somebody else will need to help their technique. If you're talking about specific moves, there are exercises you can do to give yourself more grace, more power. I have done a video series on this. It's the Extending Your Moves series. I'll link the playlist of that below. So if there are certain techniques, like small techniques, that you're trying to master and you don't know what exercises you can do to help them, check that out. Hopefully that gives you a bit of guidance and help as well. Otherwise, I was going to go through the different exercises I do, how they help me with my belly dancing, just so you can get an idea of the different things that you might like to do too. So firstly, teaching belly dancing and belly dancing. The more you do your actual belly dancing, the easier it will become, the better it will be, the more limber and graceful and powerful that you will be. One of the things with belly dancing is we're required to be really strong, we're required to have isolation through our muscles, we're required to be graceful as well as powerful. We then have to have the expression, the musicality. There's so much to take in. And by practicing all those things at once, that is really going to help your dancing. So not just the physical things, so not just practicing your shimmy. That is going to definitely help you. If you practice your shimmy, practice as much as you can, but also things like smiling, expressing yourself, being in front of an audience, dancing with other people around. That is all going to help your dancing as well, even if it's not a physical thing. Even listening to the music is really going to help you too. If you're improvising, I've got a video all about improvising, but one of the main things is to understand the nature of the Arabic maqams, of the beats, of the different music, the different emotions you can have in the music as well. So if you can do that as much as possible, it will definitely help. So then, what other exercises do I do to help me with my belly dancing? So I also teach Body Attack, which is Les Mills' fitness class. I love it. For me, it's a really great stress release. It's really fun. It definitely helps my cardio fitness. It definitely helps me build power. With that class, I work a lot through my legs. It's very focused on your legs. I've always had quite strong legs just because of my body type, but the stronger that your legs get, the stronger you'll be able to do things like shimmies, which again, really important. The other thing that I do that I'm very conscious of doing as regularly as I can is stretching and yoga. So yoga obviously works both stretching and strength, just like belly dancing requires strength as well as suppleness and grace, so does yoga. I feel that because I'm doing so much physical activity every week, if I don't do my yoga and my stretching, then I can feel it in my body. I have done a video about everyday stretches for belly dancers. Choose your own stretches, do the ones that you like, but if you want to be doing this for a long time, it's really important to stretch. People think that stretching is just about improving your flexibility, but it really isn't. Stretching is so important for our posture, to reduce pain, and as well, if you're exercising regularly, you need to be able to stretch to have that higher level of performance, as well as reducing the risk of injury. With belly dancing, stretching is even more important because you are isolating different muscles. And if you're really tight and held in your body, you're not going to be able to move gracefully and softly and separate the different parts of your body if they're all tight and pushed together. One of the other things I really like to do is walking. I know it sounds very simple, but for me, walking is a great exercise because if my muscles are tight, like stretching, walking releases the lactic acid. It allows me to relax, and I find that helps me a lot too. There's been times in my life where I've walked heaps, like lots, just walked all the time, everywhere. I seem like I'm walking for hours every day, maybe not hours every day, but at least an hour a day. And for me, that really helped my physical fitness as well, but but also it was almost like it reset my body so that I was very aligned. I'm not sure if this is a scientific thing, but this is how I felt when I was walking a lot. The other classes I do is that I take rebounding as well, which is great for the lymphatic system. That gets rid of the toxins, but also it's very, very good for your balance because you're on a mini trampoline basically when you're rebounding and you're doing all your exercises on it. It helps your balance a lot because you have to be aware of where you are in space, as well as that you're elevated and the floor or the mat of the rebounder, it's moving. So when it's moving, you have to be very conscious of where you are. I've also found, because I've only started doing this recently, but I've found from the start it helps strengthen my ankles and strengthen my knees. If you are dancing in high heels, it's really good to be able to have strong ankles. My ankles naturally aren't that strong. When I was a lot younger, I rolled them a few times. They were clicking a lot. But if you're performing in high heels, you need to be able to stand properly. You need to be able to feel comfortable in your shoes, and having strong ankles really does help. The other exercises I do is my own kind of weights program, and I'm not as disciplined with this as I should be, I admit. But mainly this is to work the muscles that I wouldn't get to work otherwise to balance my body out. So I work a lot of power in the chest, teaching body attack. I have to do a lot of push-ups and things, but don't work so much through the back. So I do these kind of exercises pulling back. This is a really good one for everybody to do because a lot of us are very stressed. We can be cramped over here. The muscles here aren't being worked. The muscles here are really tight, holding us in. It's bad for our posture. It can be bad for our neck. It can give us pain. So even just by doing these kind of exercises, sorry, you probably actually don't know what I'm talking about when I'm doing these kind of exercises. If you go to a gym or you have some weights at home, anything where you're pulling back and the emphasis is pulling back. So if you have bands tied to something and then you're pulling on the bands, you're energizing through your shoulders, you're working through your shoulders, what's going to happen is that your shoulders will naturally pull back, your chest will naturally open up. It's a very easy thing to stop pain. I know sometimes if I haven't done this exercise for a while, I will feel more tight around here and I'll feel a bit sore. So I know, yeah, you have to go back, you have to do these exercises. So what that really helps with is firstly power in your shoulder shimmies, in your shoulder moves, but also in your posture. If you have your shoulders back nice and strong, you can hold your shoulders back. It's a lot easier for you to stand up tall and be strong. A lot of people think that posture is something that we have to be conscious of all the time. And to some degree, we do have to be conscious of it. But actually, if you train your body in the correct way, your posture will come naturally. And that's one of those exercises. So anything where you're pulling, make sure you go to a personal trainer so that they can show you how to do it properly, because it's very dangerous if you don't do it properly. But if you do it properly, it will really help you. It can reduce sore back, can help your posture, as I said, reduce sore neck, especially if you're someone who holds a lot of tension here, or is sitting at a desk or carrying a lot of things, or if you're bike riding a lot, leaning over, or doing something like triathlons. Yeah, so they're the main exercises I do. The other exercise I do in terms of weights in my weights program is working through my hamstrings, just because I don't get to work my hamstrings that much in other activities. So again, it's something to balance out my body. I find that doing all this really helps me. I love exercising, so for some of you who think, oh, I don't want to have to exercise that much, you might not be as interested in this kind of video. But as I said, it's all about your body and what you can do. So if you're doing certain moves and you find it very difficult, so it's very common when you first start dancing to be either very powerful and strong or be very graceful. And sometimes you might find it hard to do the other way around. So if you find you're really powerful, really strong, but find it harder to do the more graceful moves isolating, then something like yoga or stretching has really helped me. On the other side, if you're somebody who finds it really hard to do the power moves, that's when you have to build up those muscles so you can do other classes or other weights and things to help you, or also watch the Extending Your Moves series to help you as well. I've got exercises on there. And if you're someone who is trying to do your shimmy or trying to perform and you can't last the 20 minutes, then it could be something of cardio fitness you have to work on. And finally, if you find it hard to balance, especially when you're moving in different directions in your heels, moving different ways, then it's good to focus on balance. So anyway, that's what I do. I don't necessarily do it all to help my dancing. A lot of the things are just things that I really love and enjoy, but they definitely have benefits on my dancing, on my performance as well. So I'd love to hear from you. What do you do? What other exercises do you do? And how do they help your dancing? I have one friend who studies ballet as well, and ballet, it's such a beautiful thing, but also it definitely helps being more graceful. The hands, the look, the elongation, definitely. And a lot of belly dancers in the early days as well, not the really early days, but in the golden era, they would be trained in ballet as well to help them with their belly dance. So things like that. What do you do? I'd love to hear from you. Everyone would love to hear your tips as well. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up and happy dancing.